film event without me. Not possible. Well, that's me, Karan, Johar, and I'm at your service this afternoon. What do I say? I love Indian cinema. That's why I'm here. I love it. I've been obsessed since I was a very little child. I grew up on film fodder. I grew up on films like Avara, Kabhi Kabhi, Silsila, Amar Akbar Anthony, all the great movies we all grew up on, and inspired me to eventually begin a career in our Bollywood movies. I began as an assistant director to Aditya Chopra. I assisted on Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge. In fact, you would know that I played a little cameo in that film as well. And after that, that's all I ever got was cameos. So my acting career was nipped in the bud because of Aditya Chopra. He gave me that tiny cameo, and that was what I was reduced to even subsequently. But anyway, there are two reasons, ladies and gentlemen, why I'm here today. One is because I absolutely love Google. Who doesn't? We all love Google. Look me up and you'll find all my box office hits on Google. What you will also find are my box office disasters. But that is something I need to take up with the team. Maybe I could do some kind of like erasing from line, maybe perhaps, but we'll talk about that later after the show. The other thing I like about Google is what shows up when I search for my favorite topic, which is me, Karan Johar. I almost yelped. I'm kidding, I didn't yelp, I don't yelp, but I'm truly excited about this one, and I'll tell you why. Before we move on to that, मैं थोड़ा और footage खा लेता हूँ, and that's going to be sharing a piece of trivia with you. I'm going to say that when I search for myself, it shows about 654,000 results. So thank you, Google, for that early morning ego boost. Love it. Love waking up to that. But enough about me, though I could go on. I'd like to invite my first guest up on stage. She's wonderful, she's witty, and she knows her numbers even better than she knows my films. Please welcome none other than Sapna Chadda, head of marketing. Coffee with me.
Wow. I have to warn you, though, I have zero zilch industry film gossip to give you today.
Don't be silly. That's not a problem. I'll make up for the both of us. I have enough to last a lifetime. All right. So tell me, Sapna, what's happening? Tell us what is Google doing for this film-obsessed country of ours?
Yes, crazy, obsessed. That's best described how we believe about Indian cinema. We're passionate about it. And interestingly, and not surprisingly, you see that in our online behavior as well. The Internet and Mobile Association of India says there's 350 million internet users. Majority of that growth is coming from mobile. And one of the most popular topics on mobile and in terms of search is Indian cinema. In fact, 1 out of every 10 mobile searches in India is related to Indian cinema.
Uh-huh. And what exactly do they search for?
Well, this will make you happy, Karan. They search for you. They search for other celebrities and much, much more. You know, interestingly, you'd be surprised to know that when you take Modi and Obama, two of the world's most powerful and renowned heads of state, together their searches are less than that of our very own Dabangg, Salman Khan.
Oh, whoa. Give it up for Salman Khan, ladies and gentlemen. That is some amazing trivia.
And here's a stat, Karan, that'll make you really happy. So much so that I think you might even give me one of those coveted hampers. So, in the last 10 years, more Indians have searched for you than Martin Scorsese and Steven Spielberg combined.
I need to know why you're surprised. I mean, what are you talking about? Who are they? Are they internationally renowned filmmakers who are Academy winning, and aren't they just the brilliant minds in the business? No, they're not. Are they?
You're tough.
I'm telling you. You just lost your hamper just because you were surprised and shocked.
Oh,
I'm really sorry. No, I was just kidding, by the way. And it's an amazing honor, I have to say.
I'm heartbroken, but
No,
I'm going to
you're
keep
not.
talking anyway.
Please
Maybe
stop.
I'll earn it some other way.
Go on.
So at Google, we have a long heritage of building products just for India. So Search, for example, we launched in 2003 in English, soon after followed with Hindi, Bengali, Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, and many, many more. Voice Search, we launched in Hindi, and interestingly, even when you speak to Google in an Indian accent in English, we pick up and we understand what you're saying. In fact, India has inspired so many of our Google products. MapMaker, for one, I don't know if you're familiar with this.
Right.
When we didn't have enough data to build the Indian map. And so we actually crowdsourced all this information from Indians, and we built this map using MapMaker, where they could update information on places. That product now is being used globally around the world, though it started here. And so similarly, when we saw what was happening with film and this passion for Indian cinema across the board with our users, we wanted to work to make sure that the experience was phenomenal, so that the millions of cinema fans out there, when they pick up their phone and they want to ask Google about something, they get a delightful, rich, beautiful, immersive experience.
Right. Well, so tell me personally, that's amazing, Sapna, and I think that's fantastic on a larger level. But personally, what have you been doing?
Well, the team at Google, I mean, I'd like to take credit for it, but the team at Google has been doing a lot. If you think back to the early days of Google search, and you wanted to search for something, what did you get? You got 10 blue links. And that was the beginning of time. Over the last several years, we've been making that experience far richer. We, as our mission, want to make the world's information universally accessible and useful. And for it to be useful, it has to work on today's mobile reality.
Right.
And so we've been evolving that search experience so that it's not just answering a question. It's about a journey of discovery. What does that mean? Well, say you're interested in learning more about classic film stars.
Right.
Sanjeev Kumar is an example. I bet you'd probably want to know more than just where he was born. You'll want to know what films he was in, what songs he's famous for, who he's worked with, what other actors he's related to, a ton of stuff that you don't want to type in one at a time, one after another. That gets boring. So what we've done in terms of this new search experience is that we're bringing all of the goodness to one place. So when you ask one question, you don't just get the answer to your question, you get a whole lot more suggestions, interesting, useful information, and basically we're giving it back to the Indian user who's seeking it out.
Right.
So in addition to Sanjeev Kumar's bio, you'll see this carousel of his movies. I think the beauty of the film and the history of what he's done links to clips of his songs, which is something we've built for India, and also suggested results so that you find out a ton more about him. In addition to this journey of discovery, we also want to make it more productive for people in their daily lives. So we use our phones to search for things like flight tickets.
Right.
Why not use search to book a movie ticket as well? So we've built that into search as well. So today you want to look for a movie nearby, you search for showtimes, or you search for movies near me, and you'll get a whole host of options in your neighborhood on where you can go, and you can book right there.
That's amazing. Sounds really cool.
So it is completely cool. And that's why this is our tribute to the Indian users who are so passionate about Indian cinema. And frankly, it's our tribute to Indian cinema as a whole. And no tribute to Indian cinema would be complete without paying homage to Bollywood and all of the millions of dreams it has sparked across the globe and has brought to life over the years. So with that, here's our tribute. Lights, camera, action.
Before we start, Karan, I have to say something. I've seen that video a few times now, but every time I see it now, kuch hota hai.
Okay. Well, welcome, Satyajit. Welcome. It's good to meet you. And now, at long last, I know, which is amazing for me, what a Google engineer really looks like.
You know, I'm really glad you said that,
Yeah.
because something that I think is missing in our Indian movies right now is there aren't enough software engineers in there.
Uh-huh.
Is that something you think you could work on? Maybe this event will inspire you? Like an action comedy based on a Google engineer. Do you think it's a good idea? What do you think? You could name it Coder of the Year or Code Hota Hai.
All right, I was going to give you that hamper, Satyajit, but after that burst of nerd humor, I'm going to pass.
All right.
I'm going to totally pass on that. I
All
changed
right.
my mind. So tell us, what have you been working on?
Sure.
Sapna's already shared her contribution. What has been yours?
Sure. So our goal on the search team is to help people find whatever it is that they're looking for, whether it's to learn new things, discover something, to find a way to make a better decision. So now we've tried to do this from the very beginning at Google, and we organize all of the world's information for people. Now, obviously in India, Indian movies are a huge part of our lives, right? It's something that we It's how we entertain ourselves, it's what we talk about, it's what we gossip about, it's what we daydream about. So ever since then, Google has been available and has been helping people when they turn to us for questions about films.
Right.
But even though we've been answering these questions all this time, something's changed. And what's changed is how people look for this information. They're turning to their mobile phones. And they want this information quickly. And they don't want to type. So we started to think about what the best product is for this device. So we started to give them products that give answers really quickly and let them explore content with just a few taps.
So why don't you show us more of what you're showing off about?
That sounds great.
Shall we head to the center of the stage? Come. Give it up for Satyajit.